On December 31st in the year 2024, at 10 o'clock p.m., something amazing happened. We finally did it. I say we, but really I mean all of y'all. The individual people who decided, nah, I like this guy enough to follow him, see where he goes and see where his career path in YouTube takes him, and for that, I appreciate every single one of you. Just as a bit of a preface here, it's been weirdly really scary trying to figure out what I should do with my YouTube channel and how I should carry myself, as well as just trying to, handle what everybody says to me. I know that's one of the things that everybody talks about whenever they're an up-and-coming YouTuber in any sort of scenario, regardless of what they do, but let it be known, I was not at all ready for just the amount of voices that would be throwing their words in my direction. That was something else. I don't really know what I want to do for, every single one of these, benchmark videos or subscriber specials or whatever you want to call them. I kind of like the idea of making them a sort of checkpoint for me, where I'm at and where I want to go now. And I guess in that same way, you could use them as sort of a timeline for whenever I eventually, grow so popular that I turn into a horrible human being or something. I mean, what? Sorry, I didn't say that. What I will say, if you were just here for the special announcement, that'll be at the very end. I don't know what I'm going to title this video yet, but I know for a fact I'm going to put special announcement at the end or something, in the title itself. And that will come, but just in case you wanted some insider knowledge on how I'm feeling about the YouTube channel and everything, well, that's here too, and I didn't really have a good spot to put it, anywhere else. So, I don't know, for me, I think it works best to just put it right here. For starters, I think I made my mic sound better, so that's cool. Definitely an upgrade there. As long as you agree on that front. It's also just come to my attention that all the iPad babies out in the audience need some sort of other visual stimulus other than this GIF I have, so... Hold on, let me look through my footage real quick. I've been playing Armored Core, maybe that works? Maybe I'll like some mech fighting? That's cool? Probably? Let me just get my cassette tape load.mp3 real quick, and... yeah, there we go.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 20, rank D.
I personally find it really easy to say that I've had some exponential growth on this YouTube channel. And the only real reason I say that is because I've had this YouTube channel for over a decade now. As I mentioned in the 100 subscriber special, I started out doing Let's Plays which didn't go anywhere, and ultimately I didn't have a whole lot of fun with it starting out. See, the real reason I started doing video essays as my main content form now was because I just liked video essays. That's my favorite type of YouTube content all across the entire website. Just a nerd or a band of nerds talking about their favorite thing or least favorite thing. That's always been really interesting to me. See, one of the biggest tips I've always heard about somebody say whenever they talk about making something in a creative sense was, make something you would enjoy. I like how that reads specifically because it's like, well yeah, obviously if I like what I'm making, then there's some sort of niche that I'm hitting, regardless of how small it is. It means somebody will like it. And no, not every single one of my videos are absolute hits or anything, but I've had a couple instances where I've had 1,000 or a couple thousand views per video or something, and those are always great to see. I won't lie to you, it definitely gets my ego flowing a little bit too much whenever I see a number that high. But it also comes with some sense of dread, and I need to remember that at the end of the day, each person who watches a video is a person. There's a person behind the screen who said, yeah, no, that was cool, I'll go ahead and like, or I'll go ahead and subscribe, or anything like that. And I don't know, that's really cool to me. Just like with any YouTuber though, there's an awful lot of people who don't have the nicest things to say. And honestly, if I decide to think of them objectively, those can be interesting too, actually. Just as an example, somebody says oh, well, whatever topic you're talking about is stupid, then a good question can come up of why do they think this topic is stupid? Is it really stupid? Am I just overthinking it? Probably not, but what if I humor it anyway? Not humor them, I understand that they might just be, heckling or whatever. But in a way, you could sort of see it as a counterpoint that hasn't been elaborated on yet, and I don't know, that helps me sleep at night, I guess. There's one video in particular, though, that, like, really did me in whenever it first came out. And that was the war on action games and Souls-likes. If you watch that video, then you know full well that I was sort of picking a fight on two sides of a discussion there. To sum up that video as briefly as I can, basically there was a discussion going on, oh, well, Souls-like games are ruling the market, and on the opposite side of the coin, it was, oh, well, character action games, or DMC-likes, or whatever you want to call them, are just super dated by now. They haven't had any innovations going on with them, you know, that kind of mess. And my stance on the video was more or less just a median in between. That's what I wanted to sort of have a stance on, more or less. Basically, I was just trying to take a stance in between and say, yeah, well, I like both of these games. I don't think we need to be arguing. And most people agreed with me there, don't get me wrong. It still sits at a 90% like ratio, which should probably tell me something. I'd like to imagine that a lot of people did like the video. But even still, it was like a vocal minority thing. Like, whenever people had problems with the videos, or my stance, or the stance of another person, they made sure to say something about it. And it was just like an everyday occurrence for about a week when that video first came out. It was like just negative comment, negative comment, negative comment, negative comment. It would not stop. And it was so overwhelming the first time, because it was the most popular video that I made during this whole stint in my life where I'm doing video essays now, and it was just like, oh, so that's what this is like. I don't really like feeling like this all that much, you know? I got over it, of course, eventually, but yeah, no, that was a whole thing where whenever that video first came out, I needed to basically stop doing videos for a day. I needed to give myself a break and go, okay, hold on, because, like, people are saying stuff, and I need to just, like, I need to think about something else right now. And I know it's baby's first internet lashing. This is not news to anybody who's ever made a YouTube video or had an opinion on the internet even. But it was a first for me, is my point. YouTube likes to do this thing as well, where they'll give you, like, little congratulatory messages on your YouTube dashboard for whenever you make videos or whatever. And it's like, oh, this one, you got 3,000 consecutive watch views on your, you know, blah, blah, whatever. But, like, I just do not keep that smile out of my face. I have existential dread now. It started literally just now. Lately, I've been having a thought in my head where, like, a collective group of human beings all agreeing on the same thing and getting something done or saying the exact same thing is just as strong as an actual eldritch entity. And I don't think I could be convinced otherwise, you know? I'll have these benchmarks on my channel saying, like, oh, 10k consecutive viewers across the last, like, week of you making videos. And, like, dude, that's a stadium's worth of people who just sat down and watched some amount of time out of my video. Like, oh no, you know, I better not waste their time or anything. It's so scary. I'm gonna couple this next part in with all the previous stuff that I just said too, but, like, the 500 benchmark getting as close as it did before the end of the year was just, like, I was gritting my teeth and biting my nails the whole time. The reason I know the exact time of when I got that 500th subscriber was because I was literally having my page open until I got 500. Maybe that's a little sad, I could see that, it definitely is, but I wanted it, waiting in bated breath the whole time to see if something would happen, see if I would get to that number. And the fact that it's so close, the fact that people still have something negative to say, or even just, you know, reasonable criticisms against however I handle a YouTube video or whatever, the only thing that I should take away from that, to me, is that, well, obviously, I need to step up my game, it sounds like. If people are willing to sit down and watch my videos, it sounds like I need to really make it worth their time. I need to make my videos worth it to watch. And I'm willing to put in the effort. I'm willing to make the production of all these videos better, the sound of all these videos better, the points in all these videos better. I'm willing to do that, because even if absolutely nothing else, I know that there's people who want to involve themselves with the topics I bring up, or just want to talk about the things that they enjoy or don't enjoy. And again, as I've said 100 times before, I really like that. It's fun for me. It's still fun for me to just, you know, take on these projects and try to make something out of it. Make it a watchable experience that people can laugh at, or just, you know, agree with me on, or just, I don't know, even mess around and just talk about stuff. The Discord's been growing steadily day by day, and that's cool too. I've had cool conversations just talking about video games and such with people. And I value that a lot as well, actually. I'm gonna run the risk of sounding a little bit parasocial here, but like, honestly, y'all are the best. This has been such a fun journey to go on, just doing all of this and taking all of these projects into account. I still have so many ideas, and I know that the last couple of videos closer to the end of the year have been a little bit formulaic, and I apologize for that. The holiday season for me and my job is a nightmare, but just let it be known that I do see that and I do want to change it. I want to continue to make these videos interesting for everybody, because if they're not fun for me, they're probably not fun for you either. I don't really get to ramble too much in any video that I make, and it feels good to kind of just get a lot of this stuff off of my chest, again, as sort of a checkpoint for my YouTube channel or whatever. But yeah, man, like, I don't think there's a way to describe waking up one morning and seeing like 5,000 views on a video. Like, that is so magical and scary at the same time. Normally my review videos don't do all that well. It's the one playlist labeled "Check Out This Thing" I found. I don't have any real negative reviews on there as of yet, not objectively negative anyway. But for some reason or another, the Atlas video has been just the most stellar performing video I have ever made on this channel. The second literal closest I made was a guide to unlock Blacksmith Ed in Demon's Souls. And that is just an absolutely hilariously terrible video. I don't even explain how to unlock Blacksmith Ed, I go about talking about like the player tendencies in that game or whatever. And that's, if none of that makes sense to you, just understand that it was not the point of what the thumbnail was describing. It was not much of a guide for anything. It was more or less just me playing Demon's Souls and explaining parts of Demon's Souls that don't pertain to the video at all. It was kid stuff, and I mean like literally kid stuff. I was probably like 14 or 15 or 16 whenever I made that original video. In a way, I am really glad that that original Demon's Souls video got dethroned from its top viewer position for me. I just find it really funny that it's the goofy, furry online RPG video game out of all videos. Like, I don't know. I don't know how any of this YouTube stuff works. Not that I'm complaining either. At the very least, Atlas is a competent video game that plays really well and is super fun. But in all the same vein, just like, really? I suppose it's a good enough time for me to talk about the future of the channel. What is there to do now? Well, I still want to do video essay stuff. I have a bunch of ideas cooking up in my head. There's still a massive backlog of things for RTLG I need to work on. Review videos will just continue to happen if I find something that really interests me and that I want other people to know about. And if you're wondering about, well, is there going to be any more Atlas stuff? Well, yeah, I think there will be, actually. Possibly maybe next week or the week after, I think I might want to do sort of an Atlas development wish list sort of thing. That'll make sense whenever that video comes out, but for now, there's some, you know, insider knowledge, you know, don't even need to pay for the Patreon for that or anything. But I think that'll be fun. I don't know. It'll be a little bit more rambly again, and it'll be different, but different is what I'm going for. I like being a mixing pot of different styles of video essay stuff. Because I like all kinds of stuff in terms of the video essay space. In terms of new stuff for the channel, I do have a couple of ideas. There is a large part of me that wants to reinsert gameplay in some fashion into the channel again, but anytime that does happen, I want it to be really, really special. For me, it's sort of a matter of how do I separate myself from the rest of the other gameplay stuff going on YouTube. I need to bring in some sort of unique hook or, you know, something that will get people interested basically from the word go. Which means those ideas are going to be incredibly involved, so gameplay stuff is not going to be all that common, but maybe that means it just becomes more special. That's the goal, anyway. That is the on-paper idea I have. I will let every one of you in on one extra thing right here, right at the end of the video. It's that special announcement I was talking about. And hey, what do you know? It happens to be gameplay related.
It has only just begun.
I am a huge Devil May Cry fan. I have played all of the games multiple times, including the bad ones. But the only one that I've missed out on has been the reboot. DMC Devil May Cry is a game that is hated by an awful lot of people. Depending on who you ask, it is the worst game in the series, although I don't know about that. I'd argue that DMC2 is actually worse just because it's barely a video game. The point is, I've never actually played the reboot for DMC, and I want to get around to doing that, but I know that it's going to make me mad with the characterization, as well as maybe possibly the gameplay, because people have gameplay problems with it too, and I do want to play it. The announcement I want to make here is that I'm going to play through DMC Devil May Cry, but I want to turn it into a drinking game. I think this will be a cheap and effective way to do something special for the channel. I think it'll be entertaining. I don't have any rule system for it yet, so maybe could workshop that in some way. If you've played DMC Devil May Cry, then hey, maybe drop a suggestion for what I should do for the drinking game aspect of it. And I don't know, I just hope it'll be fun. Even if the game is laughably bad and I don't like it, I think it could be fun. I think it'd be a good time. I have disdain for the remake in a whole bunch of ways, particularly with how the characters are written, especially Dante, but I've never actually gone out of my way to play it. So, in terms of having a de facto, like, I hate this game because I don't like it, I played it, you know, whatever, I don't have that. I just don't like it because of how the characters are portrayed. And I want to address that, but I want to make it fun too. So yeah, there you go. There's the announcement. DMC Devil May Cry the drinking game. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be really, really soon. It'll be fun, it'll possibly be a multi-parter just depending on what goes on, such as how long the game is, or maybe I get completely blitzed by alcohol in the first, like, I don't know, 10 minutes of playing it. We'll see. I'm a lightweight. It's gonna be entertaining at least, you know, hopefully. But hey, I mean, other than that, I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm gonna use this video as sort of a break period for me. Like I said, my holiday season has been absolutely crazy with work and all that, so I'll take a couple days off. Y'all won't notice any difference in the upload schedule or anything, because new uploads every Friday and all that. But I'm going to enjoy the time that I have off, for sure. If you liked what I have here to say today, then hey, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you want to leave suggestions for the DMC drinking game, or just want to talk about video ideas in the future, then go ahead and leave a comment, or join the Discord. The Discord's free to join, and if you decide to donate $1 a month to the Patreon, you'll get exclusive sneak peeks to future videos that I make through the Discord. It's a secret little Discord channel labeled Patreon, and like I said, cool sneak peeks and stuff. You also get exclusive access to another channel in the Discord where you can talk to other Patreon members, or me, you know, in case the popularity of this channel gets ridiculously high and I can't talk to everybody. Before I fully sign off here, I just want to give this time of day all to itself again. Thank you so much for 500 subscribers. It literally does mean the world to me. We're one step closer to just making this a career path for me. A place where we can just talk about video games and talk about our experiences and make that just another cool, fun thing that we can do together. I always like the idea of community, and I want this community to be the best it could possibly be. And thanks to y'all, we're on a good track record, so again, thank you for everything. With all that being said though, regardless of what you do at the end of this video, I hope you just enjoyed it. Let's all have a good year together, a good 2025. I'll see y'all again here at 1,000 subscribers. Have a good day everybody, and thank you for watching.